Good morning, pupils of Kirkintilloch High School. It's Monday morning. I hope you've had a brilliant weekend. I hope you've had lots of fun and that you've come back to school today feeling really refreshed and ready for the week ahead. I wanted to talk to you about a number of things today, but everything that I wanted to speak to you about is very much related to our school values and our school vision. So I wanted to talk to you about dreaming big, working hard and showing kindness. And I'll talk to you about that in a number of ways as we go through this assembly. So the importance of having ambition, the importance of having big dreams and making sure that you value yourself and your future and how you achieve that. And you achieve that by working very hard and making sure that you absolutely give of your best the whole time that you're here in Kirkintilloch High. Very important for everybody is showing kindness. And again, there's a number of ways that we look to see this in school, and I will go through that with you at different points in today's assembly. But there are some key points that I want to cover with you. So we talk about dreaming big. Participation is absolutely huge. I am thrilled with the number of clubs and activities that your teachers are offering you, but I'm also absolutely delighted with the number of you who are participating in those clubs. Clubs right across the board, from S1 right through to senior phase and raising attainment sessions. Almost everything you could imagine, there's a club for it in this school. I want to take this moment to thank the staff in the school for putting these opportunities in place, and some of our seniors, because we have young STEM leaders and senior pupils contributing strongly to those clubs and opportunities. So a great big well done to everyone. And I would like to just encourage all of you, if you haven't signed up for something, please do so. There will be a kind of more formal launch for first and second year in early November, but the poster will be circulated today, and as many of you as possible should be signing up for some of these amazing experiences that your teachers are putting on offer for you. Now, I've made myself a wee post-it note so that I don't forget any of the important things that I've got to say to you, so bear with me. Right, few changes, and the changes aren't really changes, but I think sometimes people forget what's important because we've had lockdown, we've had time out of school, and for some pupils, we've taken for granted things that we've always been quite strong with. So for example, mobile phones. I have noticed a change in attitudes to mobile phones since we came back to school. And I have to tell you a wee story. I was talking to a pupil the other day and they said, I can't talk for a minute, I've got to take a call, it's my mum. And I was horrified because mobile phones are not for that. You are welcome to use them at break and lunch, no problem. It's really good for your family to know that you're safe, but you're only allowed to use them in class if your teacher gives you that permission and it's part of the learning. At all times in class, they should be in your school bag and switched to silent. There should be no beeping, there should be no teachers wondering why people are uncomfortably staring at their thighs when they're actually Snapchatting their granny. Not alright. No mobile phones in class. But if your teacher had to say, you're in advanced higher, you're doing a bit of research, you might want to look on the internet in your phone to get an image, that's fine. Now, I want to make this a very important point, and so as a result I have created a method for staff to record and inform me immediately of any concerns about inappropriate mobile phone usage. There's a form that will be filled in by staff. You might not even know it's happening. They will click a button, it will immediately ping in my office, and I will know if there's an issue, and I will be sending a text straight home to your parents and probably bringing you down for a wee chat. So please bear that in mind. Mobile phones are amazing, they're a brilliant tool, but only if used properly and only if used with total kindness at all times. Masks. Well folks, I have to tell you, I was hoping there might be a little bit of a change and that we wouldn't have to wear our masks again for a wee while, because it can be very uncomfortable. But then much more important than that is keeping everybody safe from this awful pandemic that we're living amidst. So the government have decided, and it's the government, the Scottish Government have decided that you absolutely have to still wear your masks. We did an analysis of how many kids were wearing their masks last term, and I was so incredibly proud of all of you. There was hardly a soul who didn't put a mask on when they were asked, and of the silly folks that didn't do that, they were spoken to and dealt with straight away, but it was tiny numbers. So please keep that up. We will continue to give you masks if you don't have them. We're happy to help you, but no teacher should have the indignity of having to ask you more than once. So make sure if you're asked to put your mask on, you do so, and you do so without any bother whatsoever, because ultimately we just all want to stay well in school. We just all want to be healthy and happy and to look after each other. And wearing your mask is a sign of respect and a sign of strength, that you're happy to be that young adult that protects the community of our school. Your uniform, I'm so proud of the way that you turned out for school every day. Please thank your parents, you're looking absolutely wonderful. It is starting to get pretty nippy, pretty chilly. We do have cosier school items that are available. We have our school hoodies, they cost £12 each and can be bought by the office, and we have a new order of those in black, so you're very welcome to buy them, and they can continue to be worn in class. But if you're in a practical subject, you may be asked just to put your wee tire in so that there's no fire hazard or safety hazard, and I think that's really fair and reasonable on your teachers' parts. If you're not wearing your proper school uniform, we know that most of the time it's not you that buys your school uniform, it's your parents. So I will just make contact with your parents. I'll have a wee quiet word with you in the first instance to find out what the issue is, and then we'll contact home. Again, there's a vehicle for your teachers just to alert me if there's a concern, and they will do that straight away. Things that are not school uniforms. Converse is not school uniform. Leggings is not school uniform. Zippers and designer hoodies that are not the school logo are not school uniform. So just be aware of that. And if we do have to chat to you, always know that it will be in your best interest, and we will be there to offer you support and help. It's not just an arc. We're there for you, we care for you, and we'll do everything we can to help. But you need to do your bit too, because we want to be proud of our school identity, and we want to be fair and equitable to everybody. Break and lunch times, we're continuing with the split lunchtime, and it's working really well. It's great to see the wee ones all going out and getting their different clubs on. First year have been excellent in obeying the rule that you're not allowed out of school yet. I want to thank first year for that. I think you've been really grown up and absolutely superb, and it's great to see you going to different clubs and things. Thank you for respecting that rule. You will have the privilege of going out just like the second and third years do now when it's your turn. At break and lunch, you will notice that around the building there are new signs, and that's because we want to keep the corridor safe, particularly for junior lunch. What often happens is the seniors are still sitting learning in their classes, and that learning right now can be a wee bit stressful for the seniors because they've got prelims ahead. This is the big term, this is prelim term, and we are hoping that we'll have proper prelims in the assembly hall as we have in previous years. So I'm going to ask all first, second and third years to be staying away from any corridor unless you have a club, and we've put signage all around the school so that you can see that. So break times, nobody's allowed out of school, everybody has to stay in school or on school grounds. You're not allowed to go to the shops or the chip shop, but there's loads of lovely food and nice things to do in school. So I'll be around monitoring, making sure that's the case, but you're certainly welcome to choose our lovely outside areas on the school grounds. And lunch times will remain separate BGE, separate senior phase. An advanced thank you to our prefects who have offered to help out with the BGE lunch to make sure you all know where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do and what corridors you are and are not allowed in and why. So they will help with that. And if you're ever in doubt, just come and ask myself or one of the supervising deputy heads or teachers. We'll help you out and we'll make sure you're okay. I have to say, one of the things I love about Kirkintilloch High School, and being quite an old lady now, I've worked in many schools, but I don't think I've ever worked in a school where the school building is so beautiful. And the reason I think it's so beautiful is because we have a most amazing team of cleaners and janitors. They're just simply, they're not only lovely people, I mean the majority of them are so kind and so lovely, but they take a great pride in the school and they clean it up beautifully, and our canteen staff are the same, they keep the place really lovely. What I would ask you to do though is to make sure that you're respecting the school building. You're really blessed to have such a gorgeous place to learn. So make sure you keep it that way. Pick up your litter, make sure you're really respectful to our phenomenal cleaning staff, and make sure that everything is thoroughly respected across the school. And we've had a couple of silly incidences recently where people have damaged property. I won't be tolerating that. And I'll be dealing with that as a very serious incident if anything similar happens again. However, I know you, and I know that about 674 of you would never do such a thing, and then we've got one or two dumplings who make silly decisions, but don't worry, I'll deal with you. Okay, we're looking forward to lots of things this time. We've got Halloween ahead, We've got Christmas ahead. At Christmas we'll hope to have all of our whole school celebrations back, but for Halloween our lovely 6-year pupils are going to do something really, really nice for the first years, so watch this space, and that's something that we'll enjoy next week. Okay, I haven't got much else to say to you. I've given you an awful lot of information there. I think all you really need to do when you're thinking about all of these different things is stick to our vision. Dream big, remember your magic. Some of you have to climb a mountain to get into school every day. I know that some of you have got caring responsibilities at home. I know that things aren't always rosy in the garden, and yet you would never know when you met you guys, because you come in here smiling, you're fabulous, you're polite, you're kind. I couldn't be prouder of you. So keep dreaming big, because you deserve the very best of futures. Work your wee socks off to get it, because nothing comes handed to you in a plate, and the sense of pride and the benefit to your mental health of being busy and working hard, I can't stress enough how important that is. And finally, remember to always be kind. As well as making everybody else around you feel really good when you're kind, it's actually very good for your mental health and good for how you feel about yourself. And my promise to you is that we will always be kind to you. I hope you have a brilliant week ahead, folks. Remember where we are if you need us. It's always a delight to work with you, and if you want to chat my door for anything, I would be delighted to see you. Have a great week, everybody. See you soon.